Still waiting for Jay.
No, we're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order.
Okay.
And deal with it.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
So, call this meeting to order. This is the Area Board of Zoning Appeals meeting, regular scheduled meeting for March 25th, 2025. Can I get a roll call of members?
Andy Bailey,
Here.
Brett Muller,
Here.
Stacy Pettigo,
Here.
Scott Husmansberger,
Here.
Chester Banks.
Here.
Staff members Liz Stitzel and Kat Bell are also present. Attorney Jay Moore is absent.
Thank you, Liz. Everybody had a chance to look at the minutes. Is there any corrections that need to be made to those?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
So Grant moved and Chester seconded. Just take a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. We have no old business. We have quite the crowd tonight, so I kind of want to go through some housekeeping rules. I'd like to welcome you guys to our meetings. We do have a podium up there. If you wish to speak, please go up to the podium. Are we going to go through the roll call of people, or are we just going to let them go?
No, I'll pass a speaker list down so you can see how many and then decide
Okay.
if you want to set a time on it.
Yeah, we'll probably, what I want you guys to do is, if somebody speaks on the same thing that you're wishing to speak on, maybe at the end of that person's speech, just stand up and signify by supporting what they say. If you have stuff to add, please feel free to take your time to speak. We'll probably limit the speaking. I don't know how many do we have on that list right now.
And that assumes we waive the rules and actually hear it tonight.
Yeah.
Like 25.
25, okay. So 25, we'll probably have to restrict our public comment to 3 minutes or so per person. And like I said, try not to be redundant. We're all here to discuss this, and we all want to hear what you guys have to say, but if you're going to say the same thing over and over again, just say, yeah, me too. Okay. Trying to think. I mean, we don't have anybody outside right now.
We do not. No, we
Okay.
are in the room, so there's nobody who's not able to participate.
That was, if we need be, we would probably deny the waiver deadline and,
I do have a concern without an attorney present. This does have federal law that plays into the conversation. It's different. And it's odd. I mean, we all know Jay's typically right here. He's super responsive. His phone is bouncing back like it doesn't exist. I
okay.
did reach out to another attorney in the firm, haven't gotten a response, but of course they wouldn't, have necessarily been expecting at 6 at night. So I'm not sure if something's happened. He knew, you spoke to him, Kat spoke to him today, I spoke to him yesterday, so it's not a matter of him not being, when he was going to be here, so I'm not sure
Okay.
what's happened, but I do know, this is a case that probably Jay's gonna have to do a write-up on what the ruling is, irregardless of how it goes, as a separate item, just because of how federal law treats it. So it's gonna be hard for him to write something if he cannot hear it.
Sure.
I have a question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
You said 3 minutes per
Yeah.
person. I just thought that maybe because there's a couple people here that kind of organize this and put it together, that are more prepared, that maybe they could go up and be able to cover a lot of it themselves. Do you know what I mean? If there's anybody here that.
So I'm gonna restate that.
You know what I mean, like, so you could speak longer.
Well,
I'm
we
gonna
have
restate
it.
that for the recording, because people who are listening online won't be able to hear without the mic.
Okay.
Somebody in the audience just asked if time could be assigned or not, for one person to maybe speak longer to represent a group or not.
Okay. I mean, that's up to our board. I mean, like I said, I really don't feel comfortable without having Jay here. to be quite honest with you, for our, I mean, this is a big time case. There's federal law, like Liz
Should we
said.
reschedule?
Well, so.
Right now, they haven't met the filing deadline to be heard tonight. It actually requires a waiver of the board rules, requiring a 20-day filing in order to hear it tonight at all. So what would happen if we don't grant that waiver
It
is
would
it
be
would simply go
continued.
to next month's meeting, which is what would have happened had they not requested the waiver of rules. So, 20 days is what you have to file ahead, but there's a couple day window there where we can get notice out still to follow state law, but it doesn't meet the board, you know.
Like our board,
So
our
the
board
can choose
rules,
to
yeah.
waive that.
So,
I would agree. I think he needs to be here.
okay. Well, then,
You have a question, Andy? Someone else in the audience?
And I'm just hearing whispers of everyone out here, and I'm thinking the same thing, and that is, since this is all recorded, can't the attorney listen to that and do his thing?
We
Okay.
cannot hear the attorney's advice through a recording after the fact.
Okay.
And if,
Thank you.
regardless of the board's ruling, if this was to be appealed into court by either side, and it didn't follow proper procedure, that would be an issue for all parties in the room, as well as for the board.
we're just trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, thank you for that answer, I understand.
I'm sorry, but the right thing should have been. Town board is gonna put a 940 on it before that.
Well, we're gonna have to.
I think we need to
yeah.
be careful not
Yeah.
to hear
Yeah,
this
let's
without,
just
we haven't
move
waived
on.
rules.
Yeah, we're
Legally,
not-
we can't start having
Yeah, we're-
comment about a hearing we haven't.
Yeah,
opened.
we're not gonna talk about anything in the case right now, cause we're deciding on whether we're gonna waive the rules. I'll be quite honest with you, I'm dragging my feet hoping that Jay shows up. But,
We understand a lot of people showed up, the goal would not be to.
Well, there's
Yeah.
several people that are not here too that would like to have been, so if it does get postponed, I mean, I'm all for that. There's about 30 people that I know of that, if it does get postponed, we probably need a bigger room.
well, and that was
That
a
was something we had
that
discussed
was a
ahead of
discussion
time,
that
is
was.
if we had
nice.
people in the hall, we were gonna get a bigger room and pick another night.
I think we need to postpone it before.
Okay,
Try to
so
do one
let's,
last time.
so let's
I
deny
can try
the,
calling one last time, yeah, I don't know
yeah,
that.
let's do that one more time.
Just one moment.
Let's take a recess.
Something's been just said, and we're gonna get ourselves in a bind.
Oh, it'll be in our next scheduled meeting, which is,
It went straight to voicemail, and I don't know how many of you have Android phones, but when two Androids text each other, and I know with Jay's is true, if it's delivered, you get two check boxes, and then when it's seen, it turns a color. I'm not getting two checks, I'm only getting one, like the phone doesn't exist, or it's off, or it's run out of battery, or it's in a location it can't get signal, which she's only 2 blocks away, so that's unlikely.
Do we need to make a motion?
That's
Yeah,
my
move to
concern,
deny-
is that
move
maybe
to deny
something's
the
happened
waiver
and we just
deadline.
are not aware.
I'll make a motion to waive the deadline,
You want to waive the deadline, or
Waive
you
it
want
or
to not
to
waive the
not-
deny it, deny it.
Deny it, that's
Yes,
good.
that's what I meant, sorry.
I'd be glad to second the motion to deny the waiver deadline.
I'll take a roll call vote on that one, please.
So I've got Andy as a first and Chester as a second.
Can you read back the,
Okay, so this is a motion to deny the request for a waiver of filing deadline, which will then have the effect of pushing this to the next regularly scheduled meeting, which we can look up the date and announce here in a moment.
yeah, I've got it sitting here, so.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
look at that, April 22nd at 6 PM. As long as everybody with their phone numbers on, we'll make sure we call everybody on the list and let them know the location. It's most likely it'll move up to the courtroom in the same building. Given, I don't think we're gonna have more than 100.
Are you off? Or you gotta work?
I would.
I don't, I'm
No.
not comfortable moving forward.
Okay, so are you,
That's the
Are you
word,
good
well,
with that
that's,
motion?
yeah, the motion's on the
So-
floor, so we're discussing it. Go ahead and,
No, I'm just curious, you know.
I'm just not comfortable with Jay here because there's some things that Jay will probably say during this, and some things that need to be omitted per federal guidelines.
Yeah, I would agree, I would
And
agree.
we wanna make
That's,
sure.
that's where we're at.
so if he was in a car accident or fell ill or had a heart, I mean, there's a million reasons. Jay is dead reliable, he's always
I'm
here.
just saying,
He's worked with us for
we've done
17
this
years and he's never not been at
number
a
of
meeting,
times on
so I don't know
cell
why he's not here,
All-
but I
all
don't
we
think
got's
he was snubbing
objections to it.
anybody.
I mean,
I think
and they're all
something's not right, and I can't
health
determine it
related.
without a phone being picked up.
Well, I got a motion. Any more discussion, board discussion?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll take a roll call vote when you get a
Okay,
chance.
so this is to deny the waiver of filing deadline, and require the full 20 days. Andy Bailey,
Yes.
Grant Moeller,
Yes.
Stacy Pettigo,
Yes.
Scott Hesmonsberger.
Yes.
Chester Bankus.
Yes.
Okay, so waiver of filing deadline is denied, which means we will not open the case.
So we have just these two on the docket, so since the filing waiver deadline is denied, neither one of these hearings will be presented tonight. We don't have any other new business, do we?
We do not, and these will be first next
Yeah.
month, so,
So-
I'm sure.
Our next meeting is April 22nd, 2025. More than likely, it'll be in the courtroom upstairs.
That's what I'm gonna try for, is Brad Muller's courtroom. That's usually where we go if we have more than 20, but fewer than 100, cause it's still convenient in the courthouse.
So, sorry that that's just, we wanted to have Jay here tonight and wanted to do
Yeah,
this.
entrance will be through the same door if it's in the courthouse.
Darn, I showered today.
Thank you. I guess the
Hey, thanks, guys.
Oh, you guys didn't adjourn.
I know, that's fine, we're just let them clear out.
Just making sure. We were gonna stop the recording and we were like, but wait.
No, we haven't adjourned
We
yet,
still
and that's
got-
fine, let them
There was still the rest to
go.
here, yeah.
They ever got decided by Chris Boyd, then the first back to the town board. They didn't have first say in that one.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, we're not adjourned yet.
Oh.
So sorry, I've gotta finish the
I
deal
don't
with the
know
meeting before.
everything about it. I don't think it says how big it's gonna be, does it?
Request a staff report, it should all be in there, so.
How, they can mail it to me or I have to come over?
Oh, we can email it if you call our
Stop over
office.
here and leave your,
If you,
Yeah,
put your email address here and
I'm very visual.
that's all right.
Note on your email address.
You'll send it like tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna wait.
All right, let's, I'll take a motion to adjourn,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
okay, who
second
was
it.
my motion?
Grant?
and Chester, your second.
Okay. We are adjourned.
All right.
Yeah, that sucked.
Well,
We didn't all say aye, did we?
You don't have to, an adjournment's,
It is definitive.
you can
like
just,
sit all
you
night.
can discuss it if you want to. Yeah, I don't quite how that works. I think motion to adjourn and you're somehow.
it's a motion and a second, and then it's your adjournment.
okay, all right, thank you.
So you gotta be careful with that one.
My husband.
Motion and second and what?
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
Takes a motion and a second.
Okay.
That's how he